Hi children, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and safe at home. Children, in the last class we learned poem 3, Make Room for Elephants, and we have completed the workbook also, lesson 3. Isn't it, children? Today we are going to learn a new lesson in English, that is lesson 4, The Prodigal Son. The Prodigal Son. Okay children, we'll go into the lesson. Okay children, see now today we are going to learn lesson 4, The Prodigal Son. The Prodigal Son. Okay children, see the Prodigal Son is a famous parable taken from the Bible. This parable has been taken from the Bible. The parables are short, simple stories that teach a moral lesson. What is the meaning of parables, children? Parable means it is very short. It is a simple stories that teach a moral lesson. The Bible has many parables which sum up the teaching of Jesus and the prophets in a way that everyone can understand. It's a way of understanding very easily. That only parables are given in the Bible. Read this heartwarming tale with its message of love and forgiveness. Okay children, now we'll go into the lesson. See, there was a rich farmer. A rich farmer had 2 sons who worked with him on his farm. See, a farmer had a farm. In his farm, the rich farmer's 2 sons were working. One day, the younger son said to his father, "When you die, half of everything you own will be mine. Give it to me now so that I can go off and take a good time." So one day what happened? The younger son was asking his father, "Father, if you die, what will happen? The share you are having, half will be for mine." Because 2 sons are there, elder one and the younger one. So half of the share is for me. So what you do? You divide it now itself. Before you die itself, you divide and you give it to me. Like that, the younger son was asking. Now also many of them will be, parents will be having the share and they will be writing for their children. Isn't it? Likewise only before also it was happening. So father was very sad. Because now itself son is asking the half share, but the father was so loving. The father was so loving the sons. So see, the father loved his sons and did not like to see either of them unhappy. He doesn't want his sons to be unhappy. So what he did? So he counted his money and gave half of it to his younger son. So what he did? He counted half of his money and gave it to this younger son. A few days later, the son packed his belongings and bags of gold. Mounting his horse, he waved goodbye to his father and brother and set out. So what he did, children? He got the share from his father. He took the money. He took the belongings of bags of gold, and he mounting his horse. Now what? He took his horse and he said goodbye to his father and brother, and he went off to the far place. After traveling for many months, he reached a foreign country. So for many days he was traveling and he reached a place and deciding to stay there for a while. He spent some of his gold. On a large and splendid. Splendid means what, children? Very impressive, excellent, very impressive. He wanted to attract. So he bought all the things, costly things, and he spent all his gold on that one. He spent his gold on clothes also. He spent the money for house, and then he spent his gold for clothes and for himself and on presents for his new friends. So there after going there, he got new friends and he was spending money for his new friends. He was giving gifts for them who seemed to like him. So he thought that gifts would make them like him even more. So he thought, if I give money and gifts to the friends, they will be very fond of him. They will love him very much. So he was spending all the monies on them. He invited all his new friends to his house for feast. For feast means what? For dinner, which sometimes went on all night. Sometimes food, drinks, like that and all, he was spending his money. There was always lots of good food, music and dancing. Here we will say pub, isn't it? All will be going there and they will be spending time with their friends lavishly. They will be spending money and they will be drinking and dancing, isn't it? It's not good. But is it good, children? No, we should not do that one, isn't it? Spending so freely, his gold was soon over. In less than 2 years, he had to go to money lender. Money lender means what, children? Those who see, money lender, people who lend money and take it back with interest. வட்டிக்குன்னு சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, வட்டிக்கு பணம் வாங்குற. So there he went to get the money. He had to go to the money lender for more gold. Soon he had to sell off his house. See, he bought a splendid, expensive house. But what happened? What happened? Now after only 2 years he was having all the money. All the money has gone. So what he did now? He wanted to sell his house also. So to pay his debt. Debt means what? Kadan. Debt means what? Kadan. So he wanted to pay the debt. So he sold the house. He had no money and nowhere to live. He asked his friends for help. But they just laughed and called him a fool. See, he was spending more money on friends. So they also enjoyed when he had money. But now he has no money. So what they did? They also left him alone. He went and asked, but no one helped him. They were laughing and they were telling that he is a fool. He is a fool because he don't know to keep the money safely. He was spending lavishly. So they called him a fool. Unhappy and alone, he tried to earn money to buy food. So he started working. But there was a drought in the country. Drought means famine. Famine means what? See, a long period of dry weather that causes water shortage. So there was no water. So the country, it had rained for no rain, nothing. So he could not get work also. So what it did? It did not rain for months. The crops were burnt by the sun and the people were starving. He searched everywhere for work. At last, a farmer gave him the job of looking after his herd of sheep. But in the Bible, it was given pigs only. But here they have given sheep. But it's wrong only. Understood, children? In Bible it is given pig only. He was looking after the sheep, pigs only. Okay, children, the only wage means what? Salary. The only wage, salary means the farmer paid him was a small plate of food every day. See, instead of giving money, he gave only small a plate of food every day. Sometimes he was so hungry that he ate the sheep's food to satisfy his hunger. Not sheep's food, it is pig's food. Okay, children, he ate the pig's food to satisfy his hunger. Hunger means what? Pasi. Okay, children, one day when he was lying on the hard ground, he thought of his home and his father who loved him. He remembered that his father's servants lived in a comfortable houses and had a plenty to eat. So now he is realizing, he was lying on the ground and he was thinking about his father and how he was how the servants were there. They were all given a nice food, nice clothes to wear. But here his servant, but nothing. His clothes went torn, no food to eat. So he was feeling very hard to live. So how many of my father's servants have more than they need? He said to himself, while here I am dying of hunger. He is telling, see, the servants who were in my father's house, they were having more money. But now I am starving, dying of hunger. I will go back to my father and say, Father, I am no longer worthy. So worthy means what? Deserving. Deserving na tagudi illa. Deserving means tagudi illa. So he's thinking, I will go back to my father and I will say, Father, I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Let me come home and be treated as one of your servant. So he's thinking to himself, I will be a servant to my father. The young man stood up and set off for home. Again now he is realizing his fault and he is going to return home. It was very different journey from the one he had made 2 years before. 2 years, what happened? Before 2 years, he was coming in a horse, he was having more money, but while returning, what he is having? He lost everything. For money, gold, horse, everything, house, everything he lost, and with the empty hand he is going. Although he was dirty, barefoot means without slipper, and ragged and torn clothes, his father recognized him from a long way off. Overjoyed, the old man ran to meet his son. What happened, children? When the daily father will be coming out and looking for his younger son. One day as he was standing, he can see the son coming. Even though he was having a torn cloth, he was very, he can identify his younger son. So he ran off to pick the younger son. He was overjoyed to meet his son. So the son also, father, cried the young man, please forgive me. He asked forgiveness. The old man threw his arms round his son and kissed him. Then he said to a servant, fetch my best robe for him, bring shoes for his feet and a ring for his finger. So what he said, the father hugged him, he kissed him and said to his servant, see which is the best cloth I am having, pick them for him and get him shoes to wear and a ring for his finger. So to another servant he said, we must hold a feast to celebrate this great day, for my son was dead and is alive again. So he said to another servant, go and have a feast for my son, because first my son was dead, now he is alive. Dead means what? First he went without thinking anything, he went. Now he realized his fault and he returned back. So he was lost and he has been found. Invite all my friends and neighbors to that they may share my joy. That evening, the elder son, who had been working in the field, came home. He asked the servant why music and song were heard from the house. When he heard that his father was celebrating his youngest brother's return, he was very upset. He told the servant to ask his father to come out to him. See what happened? When the elder son came from the farm, he was working hard. He was with his father itself. So he came home, he saw, he can hear the music, dance, everything. So he called the servants and asked, what's going on in my house? So the servant is telling that your brother has been returned. So your father is celebrating the youngest brother's return. So the elder son was very upset because he didn't celebrate a feast for elder son when he was with him. But the younger son was lost and now he came, but he is celebrating a feast. So my father didn't give me any feast for me. Like that he was very upset. So he is calling his father to come out with him. His father came at once and greeted his son joyfully. Your brother has come home, he said. Come and join the feast. So father is telling, he was very happy, he was very joyful. So he called the elder son also, you come and join the feast. The elder son replied angrily. He was very angry and he said, why should I, father? I have worked faithfully for you and you have never given me even a young goat so that I could invite my friends for a meal. So he's telling, I was serving here only, but even though he didn't give me a feast for me, for my friends to call and for a meal, yet the moment my brother comes home, after wasting your money and making fool of himself, you invite everyone to a feast. No, I will not come in. So he's telling, the elder son have wasted all the money, but what you're doing, you're inviting all the friends and giving a feast. So I'm not going to come. So I'm not going to join. Like that he said angrily. The father felt deeply sorry. He felt very sorry for the elder son. He understood why his elder son was bitter. Bitter means what? Full of anger and jealous. So he understood the elder son's burden also. So he said, my son, he said gently, you are always with me. You are always with me. And I have always loved you. But please try to understand how I feel today. You are a good son. And I have no reason to fear losing you, as I did in the case of my younger son. He is telling, son, you are with me. I can understand you. You are a good boy. See, I have no reason for you to fear losing you. So I did So I did in the case of my younger son. Because younger son, he was very much worried. I am not worried about you, son. So only I am like this. So I have got a son back and you have a brother. Forgive me his foolishness and welcome him back. So he's telling, you forgive son, you forgive his fault and you accept him and you welcome him back. So the elder son also changed his mind, and what he said, the elder son brother understood the wisdom of his father's words. He spoke politely, even though the elder son got hurt. He spoke very politely. Both father and son embraced with each other. Embraced, they were happy. They hugged each other and went into the house to rejoice. Okay, children, see what you learned from the story. Even though the younger son lost everything, every money, all the money, everything. But what happened? He realized his mistake. He asked forgiveness to his father, and when he returned home, he was very happy. See, they are celebrating the feast. Can you see, children? They are celebrating the feast happily. The father and the two sons and their friends, they were happy. Children, if we also do any mistake, what you have to do, children? We have to ask forgiveness from God. We have to ask forgiveness from God. If we ask forgiveness, surely God will forgive us. Surely God will forgive. But we should not repeat that again. We should not repeat it again. Always we have to obey the elders. Obey the elders. If your parents say anything, they are telling, if they are scolding also, they are scolding us for good only. So don't take it in a negative way. See how younger son repent and he came. Like that, we should also repent ourselves. We have to repent. If we repent from our sins, understood, children? We should not sin anything. We should not do any sin hereafter. Okay, children. See, we will learn only the meanings, children. See, first one, prodigal. Prodigal means what? Wasteful. Prodigal means what? Wasteful. One who spends too much. Wasteful, one who spends too much. Prodigal means that one. Splendid. Splendid means what? Excellent. Otherwise, we can say very impressive. Excellent or very impressive. Okay. Here, money lenders. Money lenders means what? People who lend money and take it back with interest. People who lend money and take it back with interest. Number 4, drought. Drought means what? A long period of dry weather that causes water shortage. A long period of dry weather that causes water shortage. Number 5, wage, salary. Wage means what, children? Salary. And the worthy. Worthy means what? Deserving. Worthy means what? Deserving. Worthy means deserving. And then here, bitter means what? Full of anger. Bitter means what? Full of anger. Children, what you have to do? What you have to write this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at the back 7. This 7 meanings, what you have to do? You have to write 2 times in rough note and you have to send it to me. This is the homework. Children, while sending the video, listen what you are telling. Many of them are asking again, what's the homework? You didn't give anything like that. So what you have to do? 6 spelling meanings are there. What you have to do? You have to write 2 times. You have to write 2 times and you have to send it to me in personal group, WhatsApp, otherwise in Google Classroom. See, what you have to do? Children, you have to read this one, this whole page number 34. You have to read this whole page. When I have time, what I will do? I will make you to read. I will make you to read. Understood, children? I will make you to read, children. So, have a reading habit. Have a reading habit. It will be very useful for you. If you read means it will be very useful for you. So you read this one page also. In one page, this page full you read. When I have time, I will make you to read this lesson. This first page I will make you to read. Okay, children? Okay, children. We'll meet in the next class. Bye. Thank you.